Okay, so I usually start these by asking how many of my typing sessions have you seen before?
Um, I've seen quite a bit of them. Um, yeah, I've seen quite a bit because I've started watching you like 6 years ago. So,
Really?
yeah.
All right, well, that's cool. Um, so you probably feel pretty well versed in cognitive function stuff, huh?
Um, yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah, yeah, I do.
All right, well, cool. So, let me start by asking you some, I guess, general SI questions. Uh, can you relate to me the last time you went out of town on a vacation?
Mm, it's probably a year ago. I went to Orlando for a few days.
Orlando. Did you
hmm
go to Disney World?
Um, no, not really. It was for a convention because my sister wanted to go, and we went the year before that. So, I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
Did you have a good time?
I mean, yeah. Um, Up until we had to take the plane, there were a few delays. We ended up kind of like sleeping in the airport because, um, yeah, we tried getting a hotel, but the hotel was really bad. So, yeah. We ended up sleeping in the airport the next day because there was a delay also.
It's terrible.
It was pretty bad, but I don't regret it because I had a lot of fun. So,
Was there a weather event or something?
yeah, apparently it was going on with all the airlines. But we took JetBlue and I wasn't the only one. So, because my boss also went out and he also took JetBlue and he had to get a hotel too because there was a delay. So, yeah.
Well, at least that gives you a good excuse for not being back to work.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, can you recount for me your favorite experience on that trip? Favorite moment?
Hmm. I would say hmm, my favorite experience. Mm, I think it was the dance that they had because it's like like a eczema convention and they have like a dance and it was kind of awkward at first, but I kind of loosened up a little during the end and I had a pretty good time. So
I
yeah.
see. An eczema convention.
Yeah. It's um the national it's called NIA, National Eczema Association, and my sister has eczema and that's why she wanted to go. So yeah.
This does she take like Skyrizi? Is that what it is? I see all
I
these
don't know what
drugs
that
for
is.
eczema. There are lots of different drugs for eczema, it seems like.
Yeah, but she takes a shot.
Okay. Um, and your boss went to this convention too?
No, he went somewhere else, but I don't remember where he went.
Oh, okay. He just got stuck with the same weather.
Pretty much.
Okay, cool. So, can you talk to me about your sleeping habits?
Um, Basically I sleep pretty late. Um, and it's really, really regular. honestly.
Okay.
I don't really get much sleep.
See. And do you lie in bed and toss and turn, or you just stay awake?
Um, I guess pretty much I just stay awake. I mean, sometimes it is kind of hard because it's just uncomfortable, but other than that, I mean, I just watch a few videos on YouTube and that usually puts me to sleep.
So do you go to sleep with the video still playing in the background?
Um, it depends.
All right. And do you feel negative effects from lack of sleep?
Um, that also depends. Um, sometimes it does hurt, sometimes it doesn't, but I don't usually pay too much attention to that.
Okay. And what kind of work do you do?
I work at a restaurant in Brooklyn because I live in New York.
Oh, you live in New York, huh?
Yeah,
Do you live in one of the five boroughs?
yeah, I live in Queens. I
Mm,
live in Queens. Yeah, New York
that's
City.
pretty exciting to live in New York, huh?
It is, but I guess when you live there your whole life, it's just meh. Sometimes it's fun. Sometimes it's just, why am I even here?
Okay. What things do you like least about New York, and what things do you like most about it?
Um, I like how there's always something to do. Like if I was living alone or if I was just bored, I guess I could go somewhere. And also I guess there's always new food that you can try. And yeah, I mean I rarely get bored living here, but I just don't like how it's so dirty and gross sometimes.
Okay. So, like, you don't like touching things in the city, or what?
I mean, that doesn't even bother me all that much. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of crazy people and it's kind of dangerous to go out. Although nothing's really happened to me. And I mean, if it happens, it happens. It's just, yeah,
You mean
I'm
like crime?
hmm,
You mean like crime?
not necessarily. It's just a lot of people just hanging about and you don't really know what they're trying to do to you. So,
Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. Um, so when you are you dealing with customers a lot at the restaurant?
yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And what happens, like, do you distinguish between good customers, bad customers? Like somebody comes in, they're difficult. Do you have a certain strategy for dealing with that?
Um, Not really. Usually I'll just kind of hope somebody else kind of deals with it, or I just kind of hope that they can like go away or I can go away or something because I don't really know how to do that.
Okay. Um, what parts of your job do you find most challenging?
Just dealing with the customers, honestly, because yeah, I don't mind anything else because I can be in the kitchen the whole shift and I'll be fine. It's just people can be a little nitpicky and then ask questions, and I don't really want to answer them. And um, sometimes you have to say things that you don't really want to say. So it's just I feel a lot more comfortable in the kitchen than dealing with people usually.
Okay, cool. Um, do you cook for yourself at home? Or are you like, I'm done cooking by the time you get home?
Can you repeat the question again?
Do you cook for yourself at home, or is it like when you get home, you're just, yeah, I'm done cooking. I've been cooking at work. I don't want to cook anymore.
Well, I get up pretty late, so I wouldn't really be cooking regardless, but if I have like the time out off, um, it would really depend on how I'm feeling, honestly.
Okay. Do you have any creative outlets like singing, dancing, painting, writing, uh, I don't know, acting, something like that?
Um, yeah, I do like painting and drawing, reading, and I do like writing, but it's usually mixed in with drawing. Um, and I do play a little bit of piano, just a little.
Okay. Do you have a piano at your house?
Yes, I do. Just not in this one because this is my mom's, but I have one in my dad's place.
Cool. I wish I had a piano. I don't know where to put it, but uh, okay. Um, so let's ask now some TE questions, I guess. Can you
Okay.
break down the process of giving yourself a haircut into
So,
into 5 steps?
okay. Step one would be get the tools, like your scissor. Um, Step two would be section your hair. Step three would be to wet it a little bit. Step four, cut and all that, however you want to cut it. And then five, you would like clean up.
Okay. What is it? So section your hair, huh? What do you mean by section your hair?
Yeah, because you don't want to just chop it up and all that because you don't really know how it's gonna end up. Like it
Okay.
helps probably. I don't know. I never done it, but I'm assuming.
Okay.
I will say that that is actually very accurate. I watched a lot of like hairdresser with like homemade things, and he always says section it.
Huh.
Huh?
I never section my hair when I get myself a haircut.
You don't have to though. No offense.
Okay. Uh, so how about this? How about I ask you some TI questions? If if all birds tweet and I tweet, am I necessarily a bird?
No, because you said all, but not only.
Right.
Okay.
Right. If no storks stand on one foot and I stand on one foot, am I necessarily not a stork?
Mm, if no storks land on one. Um, you said necessarily not a stork?
Right.
Yes. Right?
Correct.
Mm.
If some pickles are dill and all things that are dill go bowling, is it necessarily the case that some pickles go bowling?
Can you repeat that?
Yes. If some pickles are dill and all things that are dill go bowling, is it necessarily the case that some pickles go bowling?
I'm gonna go with yes, but I'm not sure.
Yes, that's correct. Okay, good.
Okay.
Um, let me shift gears here. I'm going to tell you about a new invention I have, and I'd like you to come up with some snappy marketing names for it, okay?
Okay.
My new invention is a ukulele that has a tambourine attached to the bottom of it so that you can play the ukulele like this and have a tambourine beat going along with you.
Um, mm, I have to come up with stuff.
Yes, you come up with some snappy marketing names.
Okay. Shoot. Um, song. Gosh. Okay. Um, I don't really know. I'm sorry. I can't come up with
Okay.
anything.
How about I'm gonna tell you a sentence and I want you to say the sentence in different words. Okay. So that lady visited the local supermarket.
That lady goes to the local supermarket. That was the sentence.
Visited
That lady visited.
the local supermarket.
Mm, she went to the store.
Okay, good. Good. How about can you come up with synonyms for the word mischievous? What was that sound? Oh, I guess Rich let the cat out. That's what that sound was. Synonyms for the word mischievous.
Um, tricky. Um, I don't know, evil, I guess. Um, hmm, like villainous, maybe?
Okay, that's fine. That's a good number. It's a tough word to come up with synonyms for. That's why I use it.
Hmm. Yeah.
So, what kind of media do you consume when you're not watching stuff about typology?
I do like watching ASMR videos quite a bit, like when I want to go to sleep. Um, I'll probably watch like get ready with me, but like lookbooks, like for style and fashion and stuff like that, and
Lookbook.
maybe like painting stuff, but that's usually kind of rare. But I do like watching those. And I mean, I guess besides YouTube, I'll probably watch like Netflix. Um,
What
yeah.
kind of stuff do you watch on Netflix?
Um, I guess when I'm by myself, I like watching anime, but I'm kind of like picky about it because I don't like a lot of anime. But
Or what kind of
um,
anime?
um, I guess maybe if it's like I don't know if you've ever heard of Violet Evergarden, but if it's something around like something like that, I'll probably watch it.
Violet Evergarden.
Usually,
Never heard of it. Can you give me the gist of it a little bit? What happens?
so I only watched like a few episodes, but it's basically about this, I guess, army veteran, but she's like 14 and she has to get like a job, and her job is like working at a post office, where they like write letters to people. Like someone will tell you, "Oh, I want to write a letter written for me," and they have to like write it in a nice way, I guess. And she's kind of struggling with that because she's like a veteran. So yeah.
You're like, get your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
Sounds funny. Um, okay. So, do you have a vision, like long-term vision, like 5 year, 10 year plan?
Hmm. Um, 5 year, 10 plan. Not really. I mean, I kind of have an idea what I want for my life, but it's not like that. It, yeah.
Not that specific.
I guess it's not that deep, I guess. Like, yes, I do know what I want, and I guess I have like an idea of like how I would get there, but it's not something like that would be kind of hard for me, I guess.
Do you imagine yourself staying in New York?
No, not for
Okay.
very long.
Do you, would you, is it because, like, is there a different part of New York that you'd feel like you'd like better? Or is it just you don't want to be in a big city?
Um, well, I guess current where my dad lives, I definitely wouldn't mind living there because it's near the beach and I really like the beach.
Is it also in Queens?
Yes, it's in the Howard Beach area. So, it's like a 20-minute walk from where I live. The beach is like right there. Well, not the beach, but it's like there's water and I'm really drawn to water. So,
Okay. Um, and do you live near a bodega?
near bodega. Yeah, I mean it's New York City. There's gonna be a bodega like few minutes from where you live. So,
Do you do you get hot dogs on the street?
I don't really like hot dogs, so no.
Okay.
But they do sell them like in the park.
Do you go to Rockefeller Center to go ice skating?
Um, I've been there once for middle school, but
Okay.
I've never gone there ever again. Not for ice skating.
What about for Christmas to go look at the big tree?
I used to.
Do you feel like you've lost some of the Christmas spirit you used to have?
Mm, a little bit. I mean, I do like some parts of Christmas, but yeah, a little bit. But there are some things that I really like about Christmas still.
But do you still believe in Santa Claus?
Um, I mean, if he wants to show up sometime, I'm down, I guess. I don't have cookies because I've never done that, but like, if he wants to, I'm
Do you
cool.
have
But
milk?
Hmm?
Do you have milk?
Yes, I do have milk if he wants milk.
All right, good. Um, so because you live in New York, do you go on vacation to the Jersey Shore?
Um, Jersey Shore. I've never been there.
Have you ever been to Atlantic City?
No.
Have you ever been to Long Island?
Um, yeah, I have been there before.
What about the Statue of Liberty?
No, I think I've been to Liberty Island, but not the Statue of Liberty.
Hmm. Okay, you're not really down to do like classic New York things like a tourist would do.
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, I
Like,
guess if someone like if what's that?
do you go to Broadway plays?
I have been to one, yes. But that it was just to see Beauty and the Beast. But I've never been to other ones. So
Okay, so do you think you're more of a homebody than a go-outer?
hmm, really depends on how I'm feeling.
Okay. Hmm. How are you feeling emotionally right now?
Pretty neutral. I guess I'm a little excited for the session. And a little happy. Um, I'm not sure why. Well, I guess I'm happy to be finally doing the session because I've always wanted to. So yeah.
Okay. How do you feel physically right now? Any aches and pains?
No.
Okay. Before you got ready to do this, did you set up where you were sitting? Did you get yourself a drink? Or you just kind of like start wherever you were?
Um, well, no. I just sort of I knew I wanted it to be a quiet place, but other than that, no.
Do you want that background behind you? Or is it just incidental?
That was incidental.
Okay. Um, what do you think your emotions inform you more about? Your boundaries or what you want to do or what's important to you?
I think the second one, I guess both are important, but I think the second one a little more.
Okay. And do you think you understand clearly what's important to you?
Hmm. Yes, I think so.
Okay. Let me ask you some values questions now. What value do you think is more important for you to uphold in the world? Being reliable or being impactful?
I think the second one.
Okay. And do you think you find it easier to be reliable or to be impactful?
I think the first one is easier for me.
Okay. And how about which value do you think is more important for you to uphold? Kindness or fairness?
I'm not sure. I think both.
Okay, but what about if they conflict? So you can only choose one.
Mm, I guess. mm, I guess the second one, maybe, but I'm not too sure.
Okay. Do you think you're better at determining that which is relevant or that which is socially graceful?
The first one, I think.
Okay. Do you think it's more important for somebody to be in their relationship with you affirming in their words or fair to you?
I think the first one.
Okay. Um, what makes you more angry with yourself when you make a mistake, like say you do some math wrong on something, or um, that you don't read the fine print, uh, or when you can't solve a problem, like in other words, you can't figure out how to log into something or whatever.
Can you repeat that again?
Yeah, does it bother you more if you make say a math mistake, or that if you can't figure out how to solve something, like you can't figure out how to log into some account?
I don't think any of those would really bother me all that much.
Okay. Can you think of an instance where you made some kind of small mistake, like I don't know, had planned to come home on the way home to pick up a loaf of bread but forgot, or something like that? Some kind of not a huge deal that makes you mad at yourself.
Mm, Mm. Hmm. Wait, can you repeat that again?
Yeah. What's something that makes you mad at yourself when you do it? It could be something like stubbing your toe, accidentally hurting someone's feelings, forgetting to pick up something on the way home, something small.
Um, Usually when I trip or when things fall or something, like that really gets me pissed off.
Okay. Cool. Uh, would you say you take good care of your physical objects?
Mm, I think so. I mean, I'm not sure. It usually depends on how much I care about it.
How much is your stuff like orderly, organized versus just kind of haphazardly put everywhere?
Um, I think I try to be neat, but I'm pretty messy, honestly.
Okay. You talked earlier about quote unquote lookbooks, which are things that show you different kinds of fashion looks.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, what do you think makes a good look?
Um, Usually if it's nice to look at, like if it's aesthetic.
So, I mean, okay, well, let me ask you like this. Are you more inclined towards, say, a couple of solid colors or a lot of patterny stuff?
Oh, no, yo te explico después. Sorry. Can you repeat that?
Sure. So, I mean, like, if I were going to try to narrow down your fashions aesthetic, do you like things that are like solid color, or do you want things that have a lot of patterns and stuff?
Hmm. Yeah, I think patterns.
Okay. Let me go back to asking you some more TI questions. I want to just lock that down a little bit. Uh, can you tell me who my mother's father's wife is in relationship to me?
Um, your grandfather? I mean grandmother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. How about my father's sister's son's sister? Sorry, my father's sister's son's sister in relationship to me.
Your cousin?
Right. Okay. So, all right. I'm going to tell you. Actually, let me ask you this. So, can you remember the last time you went to the grocery store?
Today, it was to buy some stuff for my mom.
Okay. Can you go can you do this for me? So first I went to the store and I went to the meow aisle and I looked for meow. And then I got meow and I put it in the meow. And then I went to the meow aisle like that.
Um, well, hmm. I guess I was at the store and then I went to get 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. And then I went to get juice. And then I went and got detergent. And then after that, I asked, because the deli wasn't open, so I asked if I could get like some stuff from the deli section. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, do you remember your conversation with the person at the deli? You talked to a person?
Yeah, I just ordered what I had to order, pretty much.
Okay. And what were their exact words in reply?
Mm, yeah, nothing. They sort of just took my order and that's it.
They didn't even say like, okay, give me a minute, I'll get that right now, or anything like that.
Not really.
So you just silently took it and then you just immediately started doing the thing.
Um, I mean, I guess he didn't really want to talk to me, maybe. But yeah, he just sort of, because I just told him like what I wanted and like how much I wanted of it. And he just was like, okay. That's literally what happened, by the way. I'm not exaggerating.
Okay, fine. So he said, okay, let's cook it. All right. Okay. So now I want you to try to say the following sentence first, regular, and then sarcastic. Okay.
Okay.
Here's the sentence. I'm really glad you brought your poodle along with you.
But what was it?
I'm really glad you brought your poodle along with you.
Okay. So the first one is you said in a normal way, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I'm really glad you brought your poodle along with you. And the sarcastic way, oh, I'm really glad you brought your poodle along with you.
All right. That's pretty good. Uh, you are throwing me for a loop. I do not know what type you are. You
Oh
are
shoot.
you are confusing confusion. Is what you are. Well, you don't seem to test polar for anything that I have a definitive polar test for. You seem FI, not FE, but you don't test FE polar. But that's not a very definitive test. Your TE, you're not really a TE polar, but I only tested it one time. I can check that some more. And you're not TI polar. You're not TI 1, 2. You could be. I mean, it's hard for me to tell your SI versus your NI. You don't seem to be SI polar. I haven't tested you for NI polar, but I almost already did. Let me try that test. Let me try. I'm going to give you a long sentence with redundancies in it, and I want you to collapse it down to a simple single, like as few words as possible, right? Saying the same thing. If you enjoy being out on the ocean and encountering the wonderful nautical spray and wind of the ocean scene and the seaside adventure places, then perhaps you should learn the art and science of driving a boat, also known as boating, an activity which will allow you to spend time out on the ocean waters, enjoying the seashore and sea sunshine, perhaps catching fish, engaging in other kinds of things that one does on top of the ocean.
Okay, and you want me to reduce it to a few words?
Yeah.
Okay. If you're a fan of water lovers, go boating.
Good job. Water lovers go boating. That's an excellent sentence. Okay, you're not antipolar and don't seem to be SI polar because, but you could be. I mean, like it was a real challenge getting you to tell me specifically what the guy at the store said, that it was okay. You know, these were his exact words. Okay. It was difficult to get at it. So I wouldn't necessarily put SI polar off the table, you know, and uh, I think ENFJ is a possibility given your sleep habits. Um, and and then given your lack of overall arcing goal frameworks and stuff, ENTJ doesn't seem to be very likely. Your TE could be explained with 8. Your TI 4, very plausible. Your NE being kind of I mean, like you did a good job with the synonyms. You didn't even attempt the invention test. So maybe I should do more NE testing here. Can you tell me a story about a turtle who goes boating? As well as subject of boating.
Mm, well, honestly, if you told me how it ended, I'd probably have a better time telling you the story.
Okay, it ends with the turtle being rescued from a deserted island by a passing Navy ship.
Okay. I suppose the turtle went on like a trip, maybe with his friends. Um, which actually, surprise, surprise, the trip was a ploy by a group of people who like to do experiments. And they were doing like a social experiment and it was like broadcasted everywhere. Um, but it was kind of unethical because while they were watching it, there was like a plane crash. And while they were watching it, there were some people who were like, "Oh, this is unethical. We should probably call the government or something like that." Um, so, um, yeah, I think that's probably how it ends. The Navy SEALs end up rescuing them, probably because someone called the government and showed like evidence that this was unethical, and it was like a group of people.
I see. What does this have to do with boating? Where is the deserted island?
Oh, they crash landed into the deserted island, but the experimental group, it was a planned deserted island.
I see. Okay. All right. Fine. Gotcha. All right. Well, you don't seem to be any polar, although, I mean, all right, let me see what I can do here to eliminate this stuff. So you're not TI 1 or 2, and you're not TI 7. So we can eliminate ISTP, INTP, ENTP, ESTP, and ESFP, and ENFP. We've just eliminated 7 types. Okay, that's pretty good. So you're also not any 1 or 2. We already have those 2 types eliminated. I don't believe you to be any polar as well, but if you're not any polar, then we can eliminate ISFP too. That's half of the types going on. Let me ask you another TE question. Can you tell me the optimal number, or can you break down the task of taking out the trash into the optimal number of steps that you think is best?
Mm, probably 5.
Okay, tell me what there.
Okay, so you take out the trash from the bin, you go outside, you put the trash back in the bin, close the lid, and then you go back inside.
Okay. So your TE is obviously not polar. I'm not exactly sure where it is in your stack, but it seems to be pretty high up. Do you feel like when you're at work, when you're cooking things, do you feel as though you're honed in on the most efficient way to get everything cooked?
I mean, not really. I mean, I don't want I don't want to have to clean up that much, but it's not really on my mind.
Okay. Well, you've really got me a little bit confused here. So what do we have left as possibilities? We've got the STJs, the NFJs, the SFJs, and the NTJs. Okay. Well, you seem to be FI to me instead of FE, but I'm not sure about that because I've had some other cues, like the way that you give way instantly if I talk rather than you immediately let me interrupt you, which happened on one occasion. Um, that's consistent with FE, but you're kind of nuanced. Well, I mean, also your first response to how you felt emotionally, which was neutral, that's more of an FE answer. Then you gave me more. You gave me more though. You said you were also excited or happy. Um, you don't seem like an SI dom to me. You're talking about your sleep habits and stuff are not like those of an SI dom. Um, Rachel, you got any thoughts? I don't know what's up to you.
I was leaving ENFJ.
ENFJ?
I wasn't.
And that's where I'm leaning to. That's what I'm left with, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
For TI, like reminds me more fourth slot than third.
you asked me to repeat a lot of questions, which is not suggestive of SI of pi, which would be like ESFJ.
Yeah.
Um,
And even like recalling what happened at the grocery store.
right, that's much more ENFJ.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my type of idea. You're an ENFJ.
Really?
What
Hmm.
did you come in thinking you think you were? Because I could be wrong about this. I don't feel definitive about it at all.
Hmm. I would have honestly thought I was like an ISFP, possibly.
That's possible.
I was thinking that too.
That's possible because you did test pretty poorly on the NE. I was thinking NE4, NE7, but I wasn't really sure.
ISFP could possibly be.
SFP could be.
That was the second one I was thinking.
Mhm.
That's possible.
Where is SI and ISFP?
6.
Okay.
So, like, when I asked you what made you mad at yourself, did you ever give me an answer to that?
Yes. And I know because when you would do other typings and stuff about stubbing your toe, I was like, yes, that's like the main thing that always like pisses me off.
Oh
Like
yeah, you
whenever I
said the sniffing
bump into
thing.
things or
Right,
stub my toe, that's like I hate that. Bothers
right,
me.
right. And funny, you said tripping. I interpreted that as more of an SE6 thing. And I thought, well, that doesn't really fit into the thing, but I guess that is more of an SI6 thing than from as you're describing it now. Well, I think you've sold me on the fact that you're an ISFP. And that I should have been able to type you as such because um, when you're done with an answer, you just stop and sit in silence and wait for me to continue in very ISFP or in forward fashion. So you probably feel like, why did you pay me to tap for? You should tell me what type you are. That's what I would think. But I think you're right. I think you're an ISFP.
Mm,
But yeah, it seems like it's what's most consistent with the data I have gathered here. I just didn't put it all together correctly.
hmm yeah, I had my doubts too because I wasn't sure if I was any polar. Um, Honestly, I almost thought I was an ESTJ at some point because I'm like, maybe my NI isn't that good. But um, but
I
also you
mean,
would test like
no
NI
ES,
stuff and I would know.
no ESTJ in history would have given me what would the water lovers go boating?
Yeah.
No way. That you definitely are not NI polar. We can eliminate that. ESTJs would have given me a much longer thing to try to say that big sentence I said.
I don't know. I don't really talk a lot, like at work and stuff. I don't really talk a lot. I want to. I think that's one of the things I wish I was better at, but I think after living here in this planet, I'm like, yeah, I think that's just me. I just don't really like to talk.
Yeah, well, I don't know why I didn't interpret your refusal to even attempt the invention question
Mhm.
as any polar.
Neither.
I don't know why I didn't interpret it like that.
Thing is setting a
Yeah,
possibility.
that question is just when I would watch your videos and you would ask those things, I'm just like, okay, here we go. I'm bad at
Okay,
them.
so I think we've arrived at your type successfully. Uh, and are you comfortable with me publishing this, or do you want me to share with you privately?
Yeah, you can publish it.
All right, great. Thank you. Because my point about this for the people who watch it is I may have gotten her wrong, but if you look at all the data there, it's definitely consistent with ISFP.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes down to typologically, the tests are right. Sometimes I get it wrong, even though the tests are making it clear,
Yeah.
So anyway, that's it for this. I'll push stop recording. Thank you very much.
Thank you.